Okay, so the first thing on getting to that fan is you just want to unplug it from the power, obviously. And I slid the battery out. There's going to be a few screws here that you have to take out. They're going to be labeled. They'll look like little designs. It looks like a keyboard. There's one here you can kind of, actually I don't know if that'll show it, but let me see if I can get it to focus. I don't think it's going to pick it up. But there's like little designs, little arrows pointing, and it'll tell you that that is the keyboard. And that's what we're trying to take off, is the keyboard. So, anyways, you just look for those. On this one, I believe it had 3 screws. I took them out already, just to make this quick. You take the screws out, and then you flip this over, and open it up. And the keyboard has, on the top, it has these little tabs. I don't know if you can see between the escape key and the F1, there's a tab. It's like a little blank spot, and you can see that it will slide down and unclip. And there's several of them going across the top. You just push them all down, and this, if you take the screws out and slide those tabs down, this will loosen the keyboard. Now you can see it kind of has almost like a bounce to it. You just find the loose end and very, very carefully lift it out. It's going to have a wire ribbon underneath it, a couple of them, so you have to be real careful not to tear those or pull them out. If you pull them out of their sockets on the bottom there, you can just slide them back in usually, but it's just best not to do it at all. Here's the fan here. This is the fan, and I'll turn this, hopefully, so you can remove it so you can see. And what I was trying to explain before is, let me move this in closer. Alright, is here, when the fan spins, it blows the air out through these vents on the side, sometimes on the back, depending on the type of computer. But on here, it just sticks it right out. Comes right out here. This is the heat sink. You don't want to touch this. It's going to be red hot if you just turn the computer off. So let it cool down. There was a screw here that was removed. You can, like if you see, I can kind of wiggle this around. The fan moves. I can take it out probably, but I don't want to. But for you, if you wanted to, if you can get in there and take the fan out a little ways, you'll see that there's like stuff like pet hair and dust packed kind of in this little crack here between the fan and the vent here. And sometimes you can just take a vacuum cleaner and clean it out or whatever. Just be careful not to get any wires up. Anyways, so that's what I was talking about when you use the can of air to blow out the dust. That's a good thing to do, but after a while, stuff just gets packed in that little space there, and then eventually the air stops flowing out. And these are the ribbons I was talking about, the wire ribbons. I just wanted you to see that on the back of the keyboard. It's what makes the keyboard go, essentially. Here, let me back out so you can see. Now when you go to put it back together, down here are some little tabs that go all across the bottom. You want to make sure to stick those in first, and then the keyboard should just go set right back into place, and then you just need to slide those tabs back up so it doesn't fall out. And then don't forget, of course, to turn it over, put those screws back in, and put your battery back in and everything, and then it should be good. And over here you can see this is another vent down on the bottom, and sometimes hair and dust and stuff will get packed in there, and the air gun can't get it out. But you can see this one's pretty clear. Just be sure to clean those out. You can also get into sometimes you can take the back covers off, but I wouldn't go that far. But if you at least take the keyboard off, you can look in and see that whether or not there's hair packed into that fan that gap between the fan and the vents, and that'll at least tell you if it's overheating. So hopefully that was helpful. Let me know if it works.